So we want to open an alpeshpatel.com/live account. How do we go about it? Well, as you can see here, we have a regular Google window, and what we would do is we would enter a search term. Well, what we're actually going to do is go to the URL address alpeshpatel.com/live for the FX account, and what you will see there when that opens up is how we would go about filling in a regular form. Now, the partner that we've chosen, a major New York Stock Exchange listed foreign exchange provider, so we know that our capital is as safe as it possibly can be. Assuming you want your base currency actually to be in British pounds, so GBP, individual account as opposed to joint account or corporate account, let's make that assumption, and then we would click open an account. Now, what next happens is you will see the form that needs to be filled in. There's a 4-step process, then you review and submit. Key questions, let's answer these. How long will this take? Well, on average, it takes about 10 minutes to complete. Quick and easy, and you can submit it online or fax if you wish. There's also 24 hours, 7 days a week assistance as well. Kind of information you'll need is, of course, passport license, driver's license, government ID, and so forth. Why do they need this information? Well, actually, it's for your own protection. It's to ensure there isn't identity theft and that they've got they know who is opening the account. Is this application secure? Yes, they use what's called SSL, and you can see up here where it says HTTPS secure for, and that kind of technology protects data transmission over the internet, and it also ensures that there isn't unauthorized access to systems. Also, if you have any problems with filling in this form, you would click on the link that I just did, and you can speak live to somebody, chat live, and how they may be able to help you. What you would do is fill in your name, telephone number, and so on, and your query, and that would then go live once all that detail is filled in. So let's assume that we want to fill this form in, and I would give my details. Here we go, and my citizenship, so I'll fill that in as well. It's not British Virgin Islands. The problem always with Great Britain or United Kingdom or England is knowing which one of those they've used. In this case it's United Kingdom, so it's pretty straightforward. He says going down, clicking on it again. Country of residence tends to be the same, and this they need for tax purposes. Date of birth, I'm just going to make something up so there's no identity theft on this, and let us assume I was born in, well, let's make me very young. I was born in 1980, male. Now, with if you had a US postcode, they could find your address, but I'm just going to put a UK address. There's no point in my pressing get address. As you can see, if I do, all that happens is we're unable to find your address. Please enter it on the application form because it's a UK one. So I'll just put for all of these, just make up details for the sake of it, in good old London town in the UK. And how many years? Well, I'll say 4 years and 0 months. I can enter in a number. Let's say the number I'm going to enter in is that one. And similarly with country code, well, mobile phone number and country code, I'll put in the same number, if I've got that correct. Email address, well, I'll say alpesh@alpeshpatel.com. And similarly, and as you can see, pretty straightforward. We'll move on to step 2 as long as I've not made any errors there and filled it in. I rarely ever, well, there you go. Enter correct area code. So 788, and then I'll remove it from there. You can see it can be a bit annoying and tricky how to do these. employment status, let's call me employed, nature of business, or for the sake of it, I'm going to just put, I'm not going to put broker-dealer, I will put law enforcement for now, position, corrections officer, source of income, it doesn't ask me for some reason, so that's fine. I then move on, of course, go on to the next one. And there you go, trading experience and information. Now this is important because they need to ensure that only people of experience can trade, and that's quite right too. So what's your experience in trading equities? We'll put in 20 years. I'll just randomly fill this in for now, for the simple reason that I just want to show you how it's done. And it goes through all of these. As I said, of course, you wouldn't fill it in now, but you fill it in accurately. I'm just doing this to show you how straightforward and simple it all is. But what we would tend to do is give the broker an idea of how frequently we trade, so that they can, I'm going to for now put no, because for most people filling this in, it will be no, that they haven't worked in financial services, but so they can work out whether you're suitable for an account. And let's say our total annual income, for argument's sake, is 50 to 100. Net worth, assets, liabilities, we'll put in 100 to 250. And liquid, we'll put in a reasonable sum. Have you ever declared bankruptcy? No. If you indicate that, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any other accounts with us? For argument's sake, no. Do you have personal assets portfolio, including cash and other financial instruments? Let's just say no and keep it simple. Are you relative? No. And then we continue. Now this is their compliance part of things, this part that you're seeing. Security questions, you can imagine what's the name of your dog, as you can see. And then, again, more information in terms of what can I use as government ID. Well, passport's the obvious one. What information must be visible on my government-issued ID? Obviously, as you'd expect, there's just the passport ID page. What types of documents for proof of residence? Pretty straightforward, this. Utility bills, bank or credit card statements, lease agreements. They do need to have the whole document. Well, that's not too difficult for most people. And the reason for this, again, is compliance. They just need to ensure anti-money laundering and so on. How much money do you intend to fund your account with? Let's, for argument's sake, it's 10,000. Where did you hear about us? Word of mouth, other website. Please specify it after. So there you go. It says eGlobal Trades. For referring agent, friends and family. If referred by friends and family, not the case. Will the account be traded by someone other than you? No. I'm going to keep that simple. And that's pretty much it. We're good to go. We can read and print the terms. I have read and understood. Yes. I have the risk disclosure, which you ought to open and read. I like to open these things in a new tab so that I don't have to leave the page. I consent to electronic communications. Always makes life easier. Acknowledge the company may execute on my behalf if required. I have read and understood the order execution policy. Again, something which ought to be read. That's to ensure fairness of when they execute trades. Remember, they're regulated by the FSA in the UK. I agree and acknowledge that in the case of limit orders and so on. Now, all of this you should read. Not that company agents or arrangements, security financing transactions and so on. This is all. A lot of this is to do with legislation which has come out in the US and in the UK to ensure that clients are treated fairly. So although it is small print, it is important small print. But there's no nasties as such. And as I said, you can read the order execution policy, conflicts of interest policy. All of that is just to make sure that the broker acts in your best interests all the time. And that's why the regulators like the FSA and the SEC ensure that they do this. Please check information and click submit to submit your application. So we would give that a check, and then that would be it. We would submit. Now, I'm not obviously going to submit because I've not included real information, for instance, my date of birth, because this is just an example to show you. But that's it. You click submit, you have an account number, and your account is open, and you can start trading online straight away as soon as that is done. So all pretty straightforward stuff, I think you'll agree.